concentration camp guards do not have the right to self-defense. In 2004, Gaza was called a huge concentration camp. In 2003, Gaza was described by a Jewish professor as the largest concentration camp ever. That was before 2006, when the siege of Gaza started. The Israelis control what goes into Gaza and what comes out. Without their permission, nothing moves. They photograph every meter of Gaza every 10 minutes. Kids are born in a concentration camp, they grow up in a concentration camp, and they are bombed to death in a concentration camp. It's not a concentration camp, it's a death camp, it's an extermination camp. In 2018, the Palestinians tried non-violent protest in the Great March. Do you know what happened? Israeli snipers shot them. They shot unarmed men. They shot women. They shot children. They shot people in wheelchairs. They shot nurses. They shot medics. They call killing Gazans mowing the lawn. Disgusting. Now, about 150 children are being killed every day. That's disgusting. We see the pictures of kids cut in half, pictures of parents pulling the children, grey with ash, out of the rubble. It's death any minute. Whole families are being exterminated. People are saying, all of my family was killed in Gaza. Where have you heard that before? Who did that before? Nazis did that. Nazis did that. This is Nazi killing. The UN human rights expert resigned. He said he resigned because the UN wasn't doing anything to prevent genocide. He said the difficult thing about proving genocide, which is the killing of a people in whole or in part, is to prove intention that they deliberately wanted to kill them. He said, that is obvious now. You just look at what the Prime Minister said of Israel, what the President said, what government ministers said, what generals said. It proves intent for genocide. Disgusting. Even outside Gaza, in the West Bank, hundreds of Palestinians were killed before October the 7th, including approximately 50 children. There's no Hamas in the West Bank. What's the excuse there? There is no excuse. They want the land without the people. So you have to either exterminate the people or expel them. And they're doing both, and they've done both. Israel is an apartheid state. It has Jewish-only roads. Palestinians are not allowed on them. It has Jewish-only homes. Palestinians are not allowed to live there or rent there. It has Jewish-only farms. This is apartheid. And we know it's apartheid because organizations like Human Rights Watch in 2021 told us in their report it was called a threshold crossed. Israeli authorities and the crimes of apartheid and persecution. Amnesty in 2022 produced a report, Israel's apartheid against Palestinians, a cruel system of domination and crime against humanity. And then even Israel's own human rights organization, B'Tselem, produced a report in 2022 called A Regime of Jewish Supremacy from the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. This is apartheid. Apartheid is a crime against humanity. You have to oppose it, or you are also liable to condemnation. Before Hamas existed, there was the PLO. Israel called them terrorists too. But Hamas and the PLO before them were just resistance fighters, just like the French resistance against Nazi occupation of France, or the Algerian resistance against French occupation of Algeria, or the African National Congress and Nelson Mandela fighting apartheid South Africa. An occupying power does not have the right to self-defense. Only the occupied do. We can do something in Cambridge. We need to punish those who support genocide, including our own MP, Zeichner. I wrote to him about the bombings. He took ages to reply. And when he replied, he said, I utterly condemn Hamas's attack on Israel. But despite the bombings, despite the thousands of deaths of Palestinians from Israeli bombings, there was no utterly condemn. There was no condemn. There was no Israeli bombing. There was no Israeli attacks. What is this? Double standard, racist hypocrisy. Kick Zeichner out. Zeichner must go. Kick him out at the next election. Thank you.